Welcome to the worst League of Legends channel in the Welcome to the Hardstuck champion tier list for League of Legends patch 10.17. Unfortunately, Riot Games has left us hanging all week, thanks Scruffy, so all of today's analysis is going to be even worse than usual. Here at Hardstuck, we strive to create more and more useless, spiteful content every week to make your League games as tolerable as possible, I guess. So basically, don't get your hopes up, and let's begin. But before we begin, our question of the day is, if you actually spend money on League of Legends coaching, is there any hope for you in life? Leave your answer in the comments below, and while you're down there, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the link in the description to find a challenger coach today. Starting off with the Darius top lane, we have minimal shakeups to the meta, so I'm going to shake it up for no reason. Darius is such a staple at this point that I took him out of top tier and just made him the background to save space. Treeman is back in top tier thanks to maintaining a high win rate and play rate all year long, and we're boosting Camille up as well. Everyone's favorite thick robot lady quietly has one of the highest play rates and win rates this week, especially at high ranks like I am. It's probably because so many people forgot that Camille exists, and she's perfect for abusing the buffed Hydra items and the new Death's Dance. You probably don't need to be a very good player to find success with Camille, but if you can dodge your opponent's key combos with your ultimate, it's one of the biggest flexes in the entire game. And if you're playing top lane, the rest of the game doesn't matter, only those critical 1v1s on the island where style points are everything. Top mains know exactly what I'm talking about. Shen and Fiora remain on top as well thanks to the great riotless wasteland we live in, and totally not because they're just kinda strong lately despite having some meaningful weaknesses. Couldn't be that. Hecarim has made a strong push up to S tier in top lane with yet another buff on this patch, so look out for Lilia's dad if you queue for top. I don't know, I didn't read the lore. This dude can essentially take whatever summoner spells he wants and he's still gonna bowl you over like a bowl of bowls. Today on, Hardstuck was wrong again. It looks like Karthus, Kayn, and Kha'Zix took bigger hits in this week's meta than our challenger analysts predicted. But I haven't sold off editorial control of these videos yet, so I still do what I want. Besides, look at these stats. High play rates, high ban rates, and still decent win rates? That's still arguably top tier material. Yeah, I do my homework. Sometimes. Anyways, Hecarim, Nunu, and Fiddlesticks lead the pack here, with Vi and Evelyn not far behind. No big surprises. Wait, huh? What, is this the new champion? Apparently this Skarner guy is at a 51% win rate. I'm kinda surprised he's at such a low play rate, but I guess Riot didn't announce his release this week since they were still out of the office. Let's talk about Lilia. She's actually kinda cool, but she's also kinda bad. People are still figuring her out, sure, but it's been quite a few weeks now. The problem is, I think we've all seen a Lilia randomly pop way the off and roll a game, and it feels like there's nothing you can do about it. Her AoEs are insane, and the burn damage can feel super oppressive. Basically, I'm afraid she'll get buffed up a bunch and turn into speedy Fiddlesticks, but since Riot is still selling her skins for a while, she won't be touched again for months. Lastly, it looks like our boy Lee Sin really got the worst of it since his nerf on 10.15. He's even outside the top 10 in play rate for the first time maybe ever. Obviously a good Lee Sin is still a huge difference maker for any team, but the skill floor is now even higher than ever. Main takeaway? Check your teammates' stats if they ever lock in Lee Sin. More needless shuffling, massive changes to the mid meta here. So I had a whole script written out where Lux was originally going to be in top tier, but then during editing we got this. Yikes. So after like 11 seconds of analysis, I decided to push Galio to the top instead. He's a good meta counter pick, offers global utility, and can play as a tank from the mid lane, which is rare and often valuable. My favorite part about Galio is watching my teammates ult onto one of our carries that has just flashed away to safety. Happens every time. Bonus points for charging into the fight and missing both your knockup and taunt. That one's fun too. Zed's stats have tailed off a little bit, but his combination of play, win, and ban rates reinforce his status at the top here. His solo queue snowball potential is frankly absurd, and I wince every time I see him locked in on the other team. They say the only sure things in life are death, taxes, Darius, and your teammates devolving into a herd of myotonic goats when Zed jumps into your backline. That's, these things. Annie rounds out our top tier as she has for most of Season 10. Let's discuss Yone. He started off really bad, but in the span of less than 2 weeks since his release, he went from 40% wins to 50%. He scales insanely well and has tons of outplay potential, though it's hard to tell exactly how strong he is since finding his place in the meta is still a work in progress. Windman 2.0 could continue to rise as players keep expanding his skill ceiling, and the number of edgy 11-year-olds decreases. Who am I kidding? That's never gonna happen. I've seen a lot of talk about how mid-queue times have spiked significantly since Yone's release, and general toxicity surrounding this champion is like nothing I've ever seen before. The amount of griefing in lobbies where multiple players want Yone has been outrageously entertaining. Unfortunately, I've been forced to dodge hostage situations so many times this week that I'm all the way down from rank 1 NA to gold 3. So don't judge my rank, it's not my fault. Caitlyn is out of control at the top right now, and it's frankly not even close. Ashe is still the only other marksman seeing any success with any decent sample size, but Caitlyn's 50% plus ban rate tells you that she's the only sheriff in this town. Senna seems strong, but she's mostly just annoying with Glacial Augment and cheesy lanes with Sona or Tom Kench. Remember him? Ugh. Anyways, none of Ezreal, Jhin, Kai'Sa, or Lucian have even 50% wins recently, and they're basically the only other picks that get played at all. This opens up the lane for more off-meta picks like Veigar, Cassiopeia, Syndra, and Swain, but then your team lacks that consistent ranged DPS to burn down all the tanks in the meta. You know, the tanks, all the... never mind, just play whatever, it doesn't matter. Nothing does. If any bot players were looking for real advice from a rank 1 player like myself, I would suggest mastering one of the high skill cap champs like Vayne or Draven thanks to their extreme carry potential in the hands of an elite pilot. Then once you've climbed past gold, you can start smurfing and become the cocky piece of toxic waste you've always aspired to. Be sure to dominate in lane and then quit at the first sign of struggle because you don't need this account. Whose fault was it that you queued in bronze and have to play with bronze players? Not yours. Anyone's but yours. Alright, look Riot, how are you gonna give me a bunch of new updates the day before I try to finish this video? Not cool. My script was all about Sona and Lux, but I guess I should have seen this coming. For sure, changes were warranted here. Duos were abusing the double spell thief, double shield, double poke lane to the point where both Sona and Lux were above 55% wins. Unfortunately, instead of changing the item interactions to crack down on all the gold generation, they probably just gutted two relatively healthy champions, aka the Riot Classic. I mean sure, Sona and Lux have both been strong for a while, but their stats didn't warrant huge nerfs until this strat was developed over the last few weeks. We're dropping these two down until further notice. Bonus points for when Riot guts the item and doesn't give compensation buffs to Sona or Lux. Tarik is still on top despite the fact that his stats are slightly inflated due to high elo duos still abusing funnel strats. It's not like I've mained Tarik since Season 5. Me? Biased? Never. Tarik offers so much to a team at any rank and any situation really. Healing, shielding, AoE stuns, and can build tank at the same time, not to mention his ultimate. It's a combination that no other champion can really offer, and while he's best in the hands of an experienced player, there are still plenty of situations where your dumb caveman ass can mash on the keyboard with your club and single-handedly win a team fight. I've talked plenty about Bard before, who has carry potential thanks to his kit's versatility and roaming ability, and Lulu, who is always the best choice to support a hyper carry. I've got Janna and Rakan close to the top tier and both of their high elo stats are insane, so keep an eye on them coming up. No, I'm not biased. Why do you keep asking? That concludes our terrible clickbait tier list shitpost for patch 10.17. Like I said, Scruffy gave us nothing to go off of, so you can probably just throw this information out by tomorrow. But you can't unwatch the video, so suck it, I guess. What, they could still unsubscribe? Anyways, thanks for watching. Click all the little buttons down there if you're still here, and stay safe out there, everybody. Peace.